everyone, it's Elizabeth Maria, and this is Intuitive Tuesdays with Elizabeth Maria. I'm so thankful to be here, guys. I'm going to cleanse the energy a little bit where I'm at right now, and my time-space reality is I'm in a place where I cannot burn incense. So, it's really actually opened me up to new ways to cleanse my space, to get centered, and as I've shared, the last couple years I've really been getting into sound healing and the importance of sound, right? I mean, when you break it down to just the basics, protons, neutrons, we are all energy, sound, vibration, frequency. Thank you, Great Spirit. Whew, I felt that, guys. Oh, I just love it. So, anyways, I'm really happy to be here today. Last week, wow, that was a pretty intense period. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can hear it a little bit. It's just some, it's some chakra healing chants. All about the energy of sound helping us on this journey. So last week, it was really interesting because I was working with a client on throat chakra healing, and then, of course, I ended up very sick with, a sinus infection that was all like chest, lungs, up into the throat, right? And so, what it offered me, because I believe that every experience that we encounter in this world has lessons for us, right? And so it first, allowed me to slow down, right? Hey, Carrie, yay, so glad that you can watch today. So, the lesson so far is that it allowed me to slow down, right? It allowed me to really focus on, because, if there is any dis-ease in the body, right, then it is a place for me and for us to look at, right? Any unsettling feeling is a place where we can grow. And so I had to look at some hard truths for myself and my own path, and of course, as above, so below, right? I believe that as I am on this healing journey, healing myself, that, the energy of that ripples out to the collective, right? And so one avenue, one place that I have been very conscious about needing healing is with the throat chakra and being able to fully speak my truth. So it was no surprise when I got sick last week, and it gave me the opportunity again to go within and to really look at places in my life where I still, and I don't know still, I mean, as long as we're in this, realm, there is constant expansion, right? So it's never that we get to a certain level and we're like, okay, I know it all now, right? The saying, what is it? The more you know, the less you know. So that's really where I found myself last week, and I'm thankful, so thankful and blessed that I had a place where I could recover. I have a roof over my head. I had food in the fridge, right? I was able to take care of myself. And that is an important gift. That is an important gift. It has not always been like that, or I have not always allowed myself the opportunity to care for myself. And so, I'm putting Elizabeth on the front burner. I was actually just having a conversation with my housemate about, collectively, especially with women, that we have so often been givers to the detriment of ourselves, right? And so learning to speak my truth, learning to believe fully in the worth of my words, right? This has all been a process for me, and to put my worth on the front burner, right? Instead of everyone else's. So these are the lessons that have been coming to me, through my sickness and, and through this healing process. Before I get started with today's reading, I wanted to let you guys know that in my business of intuitive guidance, that I do utilize tarot with my clients, but it is not the only spiritual modality that I use, or therapeutic modality. If you're interested in learning more about my intuitive guidance, please check out my website. I did post a link there. You go to the guiding section. You can learn a little bit about me and my journey and what I have to offer. I do offer very reasonable rates, so if you feel so compelled and you want to work with me, please send me a message and we can get it started. The way that I look at tarot is a little different than maybe some of the more traditional tarot readers. I really look at it as a tool, a jumping off place, right? It is a way for me to energetically connect with the energy that's, in the room, in the space that's around me. It's a symbolic interpretation of the energy that is constantly flowing around. And so when I do a collective reading like this, it's me tapping into the energy of, the people on Facebook, the people that are watching this, and helping, my hope is that the readings help in a collective way to show where we are collectively energetic, and to offer possibilities, for everyone along their own individual path. Because I believe, again, that as above, so below, meaning that what is happening to us individually, right, it mirrors what is happening to us collectively. And as we heal, right, as we heal ourselves, we heal the world. And so I don't look at tarot as like, as a way to necessarily tell the future, in that I believe in an infinite number of possibilities. It is based on where you, the collective, is energetically at any given moment in time, right? I do say that these readings are, usually good energetically for about a week. And for this collective reading, I pull 3 cards, and, I use my everyday tarot deck, and I also, let me find it, I use my wonderful guide that my mama gave me, because she is 100% love and light and supports all of my endeavors, and I'm so thankful to have someone like my mama in my corner. Hey, Kristen, so glad you came. I just got to chill with that. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll just go from there. Thank you. Thank you, Great Spirit, for allowing me to be of service today to the collective. I'm so grateful for these moments, these minutes that I get to spend with my friends and family on Facebook, my soul tribe. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. We are all blessed. We are all exactly where we're supposed to be in this now moment. Thank you. Thank you for all the lessons. Thank you for the propensity of unlimited expansion in this universe. Okay. One more shift, it says, and let's see what happens. Ooh, I just love this. It's always such a fun process for me. Okay, so, it's very interesting because right now in our collective, we have, my gosh, the energies, guys, are topsy-turvy, right? What goes up must come down, right? And we are actually seeing the shift of, systems that have been in place for thousands of years, right? And so this first card really makes sense to me collectively, what we're going through right now, and I am looking for it in this ultimate guide, and it is the Tower, okay? And so here, alternative names for this card is the House of God, Fate, the Lightning, right? The numerology link to this is the Chariot, right? And this is the element of fire. And no surprise that it is the symbol of the mouth, right? Of speech, of speaking your truth. What goes up must come down. The Tower hits us with a sudden change, the collapse of an ideal, a dream, an organization, a relationship. This is inevitable and is due to forces beyond our control. The Tower can represent shattered ego. So you may feel kind of vulnerable right now and confused, right? And, I was just listening to an astrologer talk about, the concept of shattering the ego. And it's not so much that we want to get rid of the ego, because the ego is a part of this experience, right? But it's learning how to rise above the ego, right? And seeing all possibilities and all perspectives and not being bound, right? Because the ego ultimately wants to keep us safe and in the known, regardless if that safe and known is detrimental to our personal evolution, right? And so the Tower is the shattering of that ego, right? This is a time to surrender to the power and work on accepting this huge shift in your consciousness, right? Right now, with the Tower, we see, there's a lot of confusion. We think about, what's happening with us collectively as far as, the systems and the way of life that we knew and believed in has been shattering these past couple years, right? And so we see a lot of the chaos, right? But from that chaos comes beauty, comes a new sense of togetherness. And just because the signs, the purpose of the shattering may not be clear yet, but this is a time. And the last time that I was on here, it was April Fool's Day, and I talked about taking that leap of faith, right? Even if where you're leaping, immediately you may think that this is a setback, right? Or that you are, going to a place where you don't need to be, right? You're going exactly where you're supposed to be, regardless if, the benefits of this major transformation may not be obvious yet. Okay? And so what we collectively saw and thought of as a solid foundation, right? Those collective foundations are crashing around us, right? But what we do individually and collectively is to know that the destruction that we are seeing, that the chaos that we are seeing, we know, there is a knowing, and that still small voice, that these events are happening for us, not to us. It's a perspective shift, right? Again, at the beginning of my conversation, I talked about, when we have dis-ease or an unsettling feeling, right? Look at what, after the initial, freak out, because, that's part of the process, right? That is part of the process. But after that initial, everything's coming tumbling down, what the hell? Then we begin to shift into that knowing that these experiences are happening for us, for our own evolution, individually and collectively. And always, because we are infinite, right? Our spirits, our souls, they go on forever and ever and ever and ever. Amen. And so new paradigms, new structures, right? New perspectives are being created. You are creating these new perspectives. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, all of you guys out there that are walking through, your own versions of self-imposed hell, please have the faith and the knowing in your heart that, you are on the right path for you, even if it doesn't look like it in this moment. I know personally that I am in the middle of a huge transformation. And if you think of, the butterfly and her transformation, going from caterpillar to butterfly, the interim period is, it's messy. It's slimy, it's gooey, it's cocoonish, it's isolating, it's crazy looking, if you opened up a chrysalis and looked inside, you would see a bunch of freaking insanity, right? So have faith that, as we move forward, that everything is exactly as it should be, and that more is always revealed. I forgot who said it, but what is it? The only constant in this life is change. I'm looking for our next card in this wonderful ultimate guide here, and it's the second card. It's right after the Tower. And look what we have here. So the Tower energy, the first card, is the energy that we're moving out of right now. We're in it, but we're moving out of it. And the second card of the reading is, this is our inner energy. Look at these stars. So divine. We are all our own shining lights. Right? We are all, the main character of our stories. And if you aren't acting like the main character, then the star is your card, okay? And so this shows that it is a divine time for inspired action, channeled through your authentic self, right? Using the voice to speak your truth, no matter what, The people that are supposed to fall away, and this doesn't matter if it's friends, family, and there's a lot of hard truths there, especially when it's family that's falling away, right? But the people that are falling away in your life are supposed to fall away, right? In order for you to be able to be your authentic self, okay? So be open to the possibilities and stay true to who you are. You know, I had a friend of mine go, "Oh, you're a spiritual teacher that cusses. What's up with that?" And I was like, "I don't know what the fuck's up with that, but it's who I am, right? I am what I am, and that's it. That's it. You know, that's what I have to offer is my experience, right? You know, I'm definitely a believer in experiential learning. That is how, you know, I'm a Leo, so I'm pretty freaking stubborn, and I gotta go through it to feel it, to know it, to transmute it, you know? So, the star is all about having faith, trusting in the universe, right? And knowing that, you know, we live in a dualistic world. This realm, you know, is not all love and light, right? I mean, there's some dark shadows, some funky shit out there in the cosmos, and that is a part of the experience, right? We don't want to run from it, but embrace it and find the beauty and the joy and even the most unlikely, even the most darkest spaces, right? That is what transmutation is all about. It is not bypassing the darkness, right? It is the knowing that we're a part of it, that the darkness is us, the same way that the light is us. We are all. We're both. We're all of it, you know, infinite. And so know, again, as above, so below, that the universe, that you, thus the universe, will create the blessings and gifts that you so desire in your life. You're doing it right now, even if you feel that, you know, maybe you're not. So the star is also, is all about hope and guidance, okay? So if things have been feeling difficult, have faith that your luck is about to change for the better. The star is a powerful symbol of hope. And that's all we need. You know, I had a mentor of mine say to me when I was learning how to cultivate my own faith, right? And not based on any pre-conceptualized doctrine, but my own faith for me. And what she said to me was, faith is like hope with a track record, right? And so she encouraged me to go back through my life and to find those moments, right, when absolutely nothing I could do would change a situation. There's nothing I could do, right? And in some of those moments where we fully just have to let go, and, you know, it's kind of cliche to say, but let go and let God, right? And so I looked back in my life and I found these moments where, you know, I was on the brink of, sure destruction, right? And everything just fell perfectly into place. And, you know, and that's just how it has worked over and over and over again in my life. And so for me, the cultivation of hope, of having faith, right, is looking at those little moments, right? It's never the big picture, at least for me, that helps me to cultivate a sense of inner calm. It's all through my life experience. When I look back, you know, and my God, I gotta tell you guys, I have walked through my fair share of hell. you know. So many different times in my life have I come so close to just, you know, this is it. And it's always in those moments where it's just like, just take me. I cannot do anything else. Just take me. That the calm comes, that the star shines the brightest, and that it illuminates my way. It's one little step at a time, right? One moment at a time. Those little places of hope that I know that everyone has. Okay, so that's wonderful for our second card. So, you know, we're all in this place collectively, energetically, you know, individually, where, you know, shit has gotten cray, right? And we're like, what the fuck is happening? Ah! And then the star comes to illuminate our path and to remind us, you know, to take that leap of faith, to look at those places in our life, right? And then this is when we get to build our new foundation, right? We have the Three of Pentacles here, right? This is the builder, right? 3 is the number of creation, right? It's the Trinity. So the upright meaning, and this was upright, of the Three of Pentacles is all about creating rewarding work, right? It shows that you are ready to let your talent shine. Speak your voice. Speak your individual truth, okay? Because, you know, I know for me in my head, for so many years in my head, my thoughts, that's always connected to ego right there. So, you know, I've learned to rise above that. But for so many years, I, didn't think that anyone, you know, had the same experiences as me, you know, as a biracial American woman who was adopted by a predominantly white family, right? As someone that basically, you know, I got a lot of my life, the beginning of my life lessons being on the street as a teenager, you know. I went through periods of homelessness in my life, you know. I have had to do what it took to survive in pretty fucked up situations, you know. And so I thought for a long time that my voice and my experiences were somehow less than, right? It has taken me a long time to know the worth of my voice, of my experiences, and to not feel guilt or shame for what I have experienced, but to know as every gray hair on my head is testament to the power of my survival, the power of my voice, the power of me having the ability to put one foot in front of the other and make it through when all the odds were against me. I am the worker, and I am ready to build my new foundation. And I encourage you guys to feel the energy of the possibilities of what you can build with your voice, with your unique perspective in this world, because it is so needed and it is so beautiful, right? This card often appears to show a launching of a new business, maybe receiving a commission to do work, right? Giving a lecture, or teaching, right? Presiding over an important event. And wow, Carrie, I just immediately thought about your speaking engagement here. It is time that we stand up, believe in the ability of our worth and our voice, right? Our thoughts, our beliefs. This is also a card that is all about predicting, building, or improving work in your home, right? This is an excellent card for any creative. So, what I want you to do is, what I suggest with this card, because this is the card that is moving us into the next week, right? Everything that we knew, has been shattered, right? But we have that hope and that faith that illuminates the path, right? It's about tapping into your own guidance system, right? And what that intuitive guidance system says to you. So, this is not the time to second guess those immediate thoughts and those ideas. Put them to work. Build your own foundation based on your own beliefs and values and the beauty that you see in the world, right? No matter what it is. I mean, I tend to use this quote a good bit, but haters gonna be haters. It doesn't matter what they think, right? Detach from that. Anything exterior, right? Sometimes I feel that naysayers are put in our path because it strengthens our resolve, right? To know the worth of our work, right? The worth of our voice. This is kind of cool. According to the tarot scholar Jonathan Dee, the Three of Pentacles is sometimes called the architect, which means you are establishing a lasting enterprise, a project that causes you to stand head and shoulders above both friends and enemies alike. This is a card all about you. You, my dear fellow human beings, being the best version for you, right? Not for your next door neighbor, not for your mama, not for your partner, not for your children, not for society and how they dictate you should act or behave, but for you, right? What a beautiful reading today, guys. I love that I decided to put my Ganesh back on this side of the space in my room so he can be a guide for us as we are walking through great obstacles collectively and individually. Okay, so that was a great reading today. I wanted to pull an Ascended Master card. I used the Doreen Virtue Ascended Master deck, and I really love these cards. They always are always like on point and give me a new guide if I'm not familiar with the guide that I pull, that I can research, that I can start talking to in my own intuitive practice. And when I say intuitive practice, it's about me getting present with my own guidance system, right? And utilizing the guides that are all around us. Because again, right, energy can never be created or destroyed. And so that means that, beings such as ascended masters or deities or, ancestors, right? I mean, their energy is collectively still flowing around always and forever. And so through my intuitive guidance, I'm learning to tap into that energy of the guides, and these cards are a wonderful way for me to learn about new energies that are floating around in the ethers. So let's see which guide we have for the week as we begin to build our own foundation based on our own values, our own belief systems, right? Okay, one more time. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. Well, you guys, I love that this is the card that I picked. Jesus, open your heart to love. And it's very interesting because, some people view Jesus's message of love and light as, really too simple because it, just encompasses like the good stuff, right? I don't believe that Jesus was a spiritual bypasser. During his travels and his teachings, I am sure, like the rest of us, that, he encountered all kinds of obstacles, right? It's said in some traditions that Jesus actually worked with Buddha during his travels, and which I believe that, in the Sevenfold Path and the teachings of detachment, right, that Jesus was able to walk through great adversity. As a guide, he is someone that I talk to on the regular. I believe that the energy of unconditional love and light pretty much encompasses what Jesus has to teach. And it's not simple as in simple-minded. It's a simple approach to being able to find the beauty and the joy in the most unlikely of places, right? And to love no matter what, right? It was like 2 of his disciples turned on him, right? He still loved them. He still loved them. Now, it's not saying that you love without discernment, right? It's so important to have personal boundaries. But the lessons are just, I find really that the simplest of lessons are usually the ones that I need to hear. And it's just my ego mind that likes to try to confuse and complicate things. Oh my God. We try to complicate everything, and really it's pretty simple. Accept, love, basic stuff. So, this is what Doreen Virtue has to say about open your heart to love. Everything you desire and every prayer that you seek comes as a result of opening your heart to both sending and receiving love. And so, one of what Jesus is saying is love thy enemy, right? When you love, and it's interesting because one of the topics that I wanted to discuss today was the idea of forgiveness, right? And, for me, I forgive. I don't necessarily forget, but I forgive not for the other person, but for my own heart, right? For my heart. Because in order to be heart-based, right, we have to be free of any kind of energy that is going to block the flow, right? And so, it's all about forgiveness for me, is all about helping to open my heart for sending and receiving. Your heart is the gateway, right? I guess you guys have probably been hearing a lot. There's buzzwords, heart-based manifestation, right? It is the gateway. The heart chakra is considered the bridge between the ethers and the material world that we live in, right? It is the answer to every question that you have about your love life, relationships, health, life purpose, and so forth. The more that you allow yourself to love, no matter what, right, the greater the depth and meaning your life holds. Jesus and the other ascended masters will support you in this endeavor, ensuring that you're protected and safe as you open your heart to love. So, and then it goes on to say, Jesus' message of love and forgiveness was profound and led to many demonstrations of miraculous healings, right? Jesus helps anyone who calls upon him. And so, as you are walking through this, destruction, this chaos, collectively, individually, and you are, tapping into your own and cultivating your own sense of hope and faith. I encourage you to tap into our tried and true deity, Jesus. I actually just told my housemate that I have, I talk to Jesus on the regular. I have a different relationship with him than, most people that are on a traditional Christian path have. I don't knock their relationship, even though they sometimes knock my relationship, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm totally down with everyone not agreeing with me. Whatever. It would be really boring if everyone had my same perspective. But for me, Jesus teaches, just pure love and light, and to hold on to that faith, right? Regardless if the person is religious or spiritual or whatever, just to call on him, because he's non-judgmental. The energy, the pure energy of unconditional love is just that. It's just that. And so what a perfect deity to help us this week as we walk through so much chaos and destruction around us, as we tap into and continue to cultivate our own sense of faith and hope, and to know that, the exterior occurrences that are happening individually and collectively are happening for us individually and collectively. And to keep the faith and to love, right? And again, it is not love and light without discernment, right? It is knowing that there is light and dark in this realm. I mean, without light or dark, there wouldn't be gray, right? We need all of it. We have to experience experiential learning. We have to walk through our own self-imposed hell, right? It's a part of the process. It's not always a fun part. I mean, there's definitely been times in my life when I'm like, really? This is what I need to get the lesson? I mean, does it have to be so freaking complicated? That, and a lot of that is also tied up with our own personal beliefs about any given situation. So pretty good. Oh, hey, Rebecca. So glad to see you. And Lainey, awesome. So good, so good. So our Ascended Master for the week is Jesus. Definitely tap into his unconditional energy. And so as you guys know, as well as offering intuitive guidance, I do offer one-on-one intuitive guidance. So if you're interested in working with me, please send me an email, either through my website or through Facebook, what have you. I'm also on Instagram. You can contact me through there. I'm definitely moving away from doing one-on-one tarot readings, and I'm more interested, because I feel like that's just like a one-time thing. And because we are constantly shifting our vibrations, right, that intuitive guidance is much more about tapping into all of the modalities that help you to harness your own power and lead a heart-based existence, right? And I also offer plant-based health advocacy and writing services. So if you're interested in learning anything about that, I usually do talk about a certain plant. I will say that as far as plants, that this week the plant that I utilized for really to help me get through my sickness was lemon. I have been going crazy over lemons this past week, and just almost every day had I make like a lemonade drink, but I make it with maple syrup. And it's kind of the old school, like from the lemonade diet thing. I think that was like in the 90s or something. I don't know. But I just love it. And so lemons, and I feel that lemons are such a wonderful way to help cleanse the body, right? It's very light. And as we move in to the spring months, right, our food choices become lighter. So definitely squeeze some lemons in your water this week. And remember to say, I love you. I always do that. Like, oh, and I actually have limes right now in my water, so limes are good too. But I always talk to my drinks, and whatever. I'm probably certifiable and I don't give a shit. But I love you, water. I love you. Plants love. Plants love just like we do, guys. So, talk to your lemons and limes in your water. I have a mint plant named Oscar that I talk to on the daily as well. And he is just thriving in this new environment where he's at. So I'm so thankful for that. And as far as my writing offerings, just as a reminder for some of you guys that are, here for the first time, I offer all kinds of writing services. I have worked with fiction writers on editing their books. I've worked with businesses and nonprofits on grant proposals, investment portfolios, basically anything to do with writing. I'm your gal. So do check out my website and see, if there's any project that you'd like some guidance with. I'm here to help, and I'm here to be of service. And I'm so thankful for these lives and the time just to connect with you guys, and hopefully to be a little bit of a light in your own journey. I know that it can get crazy, guys. Just remember that you are the star of your own story. So love yourself more. Get outside. Talk to the nature. Peace. Bye. I'll see you guys next week. If I can figure out how to turn this off. Oh, here it is. Okay. So much love and light, guys. Bye.